So this is live. Wow, quiet out there. Hi, everybody. I guess this will be up later. I decided to go live because everybody was on my Instagram saying, go live, but now I'm live and no one's here. So strange days. Strange days. Oh my God. Hey, everybody. Hello, nice to see you too. Yeah, hey guys. I mean, it's going for me the same way it's going for all of you. I am indoors. I do not know how scared I should be. I cannot tell if what's happening right now is about the panic or the virus. I'm where you guys are. You know, we're all at the same level of misinformed and confused. And yeah, I was extremely overwhelmed last time. I had never gone live before on YouTube. As you can imagine, YouTube is a relatively hostile space for me. So like, so many people have been hitting me up on Instagram and via this platform and saying like, hey man, come back, do a movie pitch, do something. And I don't know if I'm going to do any of that, but I was getting enough questions. When's the new script coming? Will Powell, I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been putting out scripts on my Instagram for the last couple of months and people have actually been really enjoying them. It's been unbelievably special and wonderful for me as a screenwriter because that's so not what how many people read scripts, The Mexican government is hiding dozens of cases? Probably, but think about how many we don't know about in China. Think about Russia. You think we're getting honest numbers? Like, it's fucking wild. Thank you, Nigel. I appreciate that. Was I on acid when I was on YouTube the other day? No comment. I was not in a good headspace. That's for sure. Am I capable to write? Hello from Uruguay. Thank you. Tristan, I'm always happy to hear from you. Did I like The Gentleman? I did. I thought The Gentleman was a little overwritten, but I sat in the theater and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, you see, they say it's a bad call. I can't tell if I should, like, how scared are all of you guys of the virus? I've been in isolation for 9 days. 9 days. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot of time to be alone. Hello, Russia. The best movie I've seen recently. Well, I really enjoyed The Invisible Man. I thought the third act was a little weird because if an invisible guy attacked 20 million people in a hospital, you feel like there would be a big police response and the news would be there. And like, it wouldn't just be like, hey, some people saw some weird stuff. Like that invisible guy was on camera punching people. Spoilers for The Invisible Man, by the way. Oh, and yeah, Hugh Grant in The Gentleman. Absolutely great. I actually don't. Yeah, I'm worried about my parents and my relatives too. I actually don't know how to stream. Am I doing it right? Like, am I supposed to be like paying attention to what y'all are saying and answering you? Because I feel like that will lead to a very scrambled sort of oratory from me where people won't understand what I'm responding to. Am I doing this right? Help me out. Do you have a fat peen? That's the word around town. Less scared of the virus. Yeah, explain to me something about the supermarkets right now. We're going to talk about this for a minute. Explain to me, so you have the initial run of people who are all panicking and going to the supermarket and buying everything. But coronavirus does not represent a national shortage of any kind. So in a week or so, all the supermarkets are going to have toilet paper again. All the supermarkets are going to have canned food again. All the supermarkets are going to have fresh fruit again. And then there will probably be, I was talking to my friend about this, there will be a second wave of people like me who are hoarding because of the hoarders. So I'll probably show up in a grocery market in a week and buy a shitload of toilet paper. But then a week after that, everybody who has their stuff is just going to have it. So our grocery market's going to be normal again? I don't know. It's fucking weird. Hey, as a writer and video editor, I've been quarantined for 10 plus years. Don't say that, man. You got to get out. You got to get out. I bought my green jumpsuit from a store in Silver Lake. Can I read some copy pasta? You want me to do a dramatic reading? That would be really, I'm a terrible actor. People always say you should be an actor because I have an animated way of speaking, but I'm actually like very bad. I can't remember lines. I am bad at acting. Like you look at me and it's like when I do karaoke, it's like uncomfortable to watch. Oh, gosh, you guys are all talking so much, and I don't know who to respond to. Incorporate a message in my work. You know what? I will talk about that. Space Mongoose. I will talk about that for a minute, and then I'll go back into this. Am I doing okay at this? Like, I really feel like I'm all over the place. What is my favorite drug? I've had the most good times on mushrooms. For everyone who missed me on here, who's like saying like, I missed you, where have you been? I'm on Instagram all the time. My Instagram is at up to my knees. I just don't. Oh, everyone asks about Dirk Gently season 3. Yeah, I mean, you should play a pretentious twat. No, that would be typecasting. But everybody asked me about Dirk Gently season 3, and oh my God, one of my best friends is FaceTiming me. Oh, I'm live on YouTube right now.
Oh.
Can I show your blurry face to YouTube?
Call me back later.
She's out in the desert having an amazing time. Her life is quarantine. I love you, Devin. Ooh, I don't know if I'm supposed to like name. I don't have less grays now. They're all in there. They're all in there. I don't know where they went, but it's very gray in my hair. Charlie, thank you for noticing. You missed my content. I missed my content too, but for a lot of reasons that were personal to me, I did not feel like putting anything out on this platform. It just didn't feel constructive. Thank you for saying that about my beard, Trevor. That's incredibly nice. Proto Kai, will we ever see an American Alien sequel? I mean, will comic books survive the next 18 months of our lives? Will movies survive the next 18 months of our lives? How come people aren't panicking about the movie industry? Like, it's all going to go away. I'll answer your question about Power Rangers in a minute, but like, people aren't going to go back to theaters. Theaters can't survive an 18-month break. I think the whole movie industry is about to be restructured in a way that's really exciting. I think video games are finally going to have their ascendancy in a really intense way. But the thing about video games is that it's such an insular community. You know, it's very hard for writers to break into video games who aren't also designers. And everything, what got you through when I was canceled? What got me through when I was canceled? Well, technically, I'm still canceled. A lot of therapy and my family, taking accountability to myself. I did a lot of radical therapies that I don't feel super comfortable sharing, but I really like focused on it and, you know, just didn't kill myself. So I'm still here and I made it through, and now the world is ending. I don't know. I want to help you guys feel good. How can I help you guys feel good? Like, what can I do on here that will be fun? When you're a showrunner, do you do the financial stuff too? I did some of the financial stuff, but I was incredibly lucky to have a partner named Rob Cooper, who had done Stargate for many years, who really did a lot of the brick and mortar stuff and let me be totally creative on Dirk. I did do a little bit of the scheduling and a little bit of that, but mainly I got to work with the departments. I got to write and rewrite every episode. It was a dream experience for me. I'm so happy that Dirk exists. It was wonderful. What was my favorite pitch I made? Publicly? Probably still Mayweather on the Nerdist podcast, that the Captain Hook is lost thing. But, you know, I have hundreds of pitches. I have like a shitload of pitches. Would I work on a Stargate reboot if offered? Well, those offers aren't flowing in right now. I really am curious to see how production continues, how the film industry continues. Because celebrity movie stars was already like kind of ending, like, because we were seeing too much of them. You know, gossip magazines used to like pay $15,000 for a bikini photo of a famous actress. And now you just open Instagram and she posted 10 of herself. Gossip magazines, there was a whole culture of wondering about the lifestyles of the rich and the famous. And now they're so available to us that they become a little less special. But then that final step was the idea of an influencer, celebrity for celebrity's sake. But how can that possibly maintain in a world where the wealth gap is going like, boo, like that, and the cultural gap is going like boo? I mean, did you guys see that Imagine song? So many people who I think of as talented, intelligent people participated in that. And, Madonna said that she went on her Instagram and she said that COVID is going to be the great equalizer, but it's not the great equalizer, not by a mile. People who are lower class, people who don't have as much money, old people, these are people who are so much more vulnerable to it than, say, Madonna. I mean, they can get that. That's like saying AIDS is the great equalizer. There's Magic Johnson's AIDS, and then there's AIDS in Africa, there is no great equalizer, Sorry, that was a little rant. I don't know how the movie landscape will change. I think it's going to be very hard because every production is shut down. Basically, every artist right now is to some degree canceled because you can't make anything collaboratively unless you use these. And I know a lot of people are like really excited, like, let's just make things from home. But for a person like me, who my primary talent, I'm an okay director, but really the thing I feel comfortable doing and that I think I'm good at is screenwriting. But is screenwriting about to become a dead profession? I don't know. I started this free consulting service in LA and I did it 3 times and then COVID happened. So it's just been wild. It's just wild. Sorry, I was looking over here. Illegal streaming. No, I don't think illegal streaming will bankrupt the film industry because I think normal streaming is now so easy and culturally woven in that people just take a lot of those costs for granted. Rewatched The Mummy, 1999. Fucking great movie. Fucking great movie. And weird that it's great because it's the Brendan Fraser Mummy, but it's so clever. It's so sweet. It's funny. It likes its characters. It even likes its villains. I love when you can tell you're enjoying a movie is that moment you feel yourself rooting for the movie. Like, go movie, light me up. And I just saw this movie with Elijah Wood. Oh, he's back there. Hey, Elijah. I just saw this movie with Elijah Wood called Come to Daddy on streaming. Worth the fucking money. Fucking amazing. Truly genius. Wrestling Isn't Wrestling 2. Most of those people are not my friends anymore. It would be very hard for me to rally a big group of people to work for free. When I was very successful, I had a lot of friends too. I was a real dick. I alienated a lot of people, but I also had a lot of fake friends. And a lot of them were very willing to be in the slap or be in Wrestling Isn't Wrestling or do all these things. I think because on some level, I didn't know this at the time. I just thought everybody loves me. But, I think on some level they thought it was going to help their career or, big them up. Hey, thank you so much for saying you like Me, Him, Her. Me, Him, Her is not a terrible movie. I directed it. I think the performances are good. I think it has some very funny moments. I think it has a good sword fight. It's a little strange. Did I ever write a Spider-Man script? Yes, I've written several Spider-Man scripts, but they're all just fan fiction. A lot of people ask me to release my old scripts, but the thing is, a lot of the scripts aren't good. Not every script I write, I'm proud enough to release. And people ask, thank you so much that you like the motel scene. Best setting to do acid, nature with your friends. I considered Mike from Red Letter Media, my friend. We don't talk often, but we do email sometimes. He's unbelievably, thank you, so many sweet people. I've been thinking about releasing Hire. I'm very proud of the script for Hire, so I would feel comfortable with it out there. But also, for me, the American Werewolf in London remake, they didn't like my script. They felt it was too focused on the personal. And then, there was all the public shaming stuff around me. So it kind of went on the shelf. But my American Werewolf in London was basically the first American Werewolf in London with a few modern twists and turns. And also it was about the idea that we have a monster within ourselves that, we can be our worst selves and not even realize it. And I really enjoyed writing it. My Space Mountain script isn't that good. That's the big issue. There are great things in my Space Mountain script, but it's just, I don't know. Yes, I might write for comics again if comics survive this. I'm sorry, if this goes up, will people not be able to see you guys all talking? Because I feel like I come off totally schizophrenic right now, responding to invisible voices asking me questions. Yeah, Mike Stoklos is a great guy. Yeah, the Chloe Moretz movie's done. Shadow on the Cloud with Roseanne Liang. She's taken a co-write credit on it. The movie's pretty much the same. As I understand it, the movie's done. I haven't seen it. I've heard it's good. So I assume at some point that'll come out. The Henchman has me wondering, do you think people who commit really evil actions can be sympathetic to an audience? Yes, of course. Think about the great heroes of fiction. So many of them are evil. Tony Soprano is a true sociopath. He is a very bad person. He's a sick person. But we love him. Dexter's a terrible person. Everybody on Boardwalk Empire, the motherfuckers, what's his name from Deadwood, Ian McShane in Deadwood. So many of the most beloved characters in fiction are people who are problematic, men and women. They are people, because problematic people get into drama. They just do, and people like to watch a fictionalized drama. It's less fun in real life. What happened to your idea for a Joker called Ronnie? Didn't you say you were going to make a short about him? I was going to make a short about him, but then I became showrunner of a TV show. Gosh, this is really fun to talk to all of you guys. Yeah, Brightburn, I was frustrated by Brightburn. I thought it had good things in it. I was surprised at how many images in it were similar to images from American Alien, but I think that's just similar thinking. I don't feel like they ripped me off or anything. Do you plan on producing stuff on your own? I'm not. I hate to like disappoint you because it seems like people are like, when's your next thing? But I'm like not rushing to make something right now. You know, the shamings and everything, and now COVID, like it put me in a place where really what I want, thank you for saying that. It put me in a place where I really want to just work on me and get more comfortable with myself. I've created enough that I'm really proud of, that I feel like I proved myself, but James Gunn is a very nice guy who's made some very interesting movies, and all of his movies have at least one incredibly funny and smart and brave thing in them. So I'm pro James Gunn. Crowdfund a comic. I will never crowdfund anything. I'm sticking by that by right now. I thought that I really, my wife to express herself and not afraid to write her idea. I'm so happy. Literally, that's the type of message I love. I really love when I hear that I inspired someone to write or to work or create something. The script where the idea that the script document itself was haunted. That is a script called Haunted. And it's not just the script that's haunted, it's the movie you're watching. You're watching a movie from 1971 that befell a lot of travesties and problems, but it's finally been reassembled and remastered, and they digitally cleaned it, except for the movie you're watching, which is a drama about a guy living in the woods with his dog. That movie is haunted. So while you're watching it, I wrote it during the ascendancy of 3D, sort of in 2013, when they were trying to find new ways to like bring people into theaters. That was the beginning of like the 4Ds and things. And I was like, I'll write a movie where you're in the theater and you're wearing 3D glasses, but we use the different dimensions to be watching a normal scene in a movie. But did a hand just reach towards you? Is there something behind you? Is something in your peripherals that we plug into the frame? So like watching the movie was almost like a ride simulator. But no, none of my real friends have turned on me because of cancel culture. I lost friends because I was a dick to people for many years. But I lost a lot of my fake friends. And then you find out who your real friends are. You know, Louis C.K., when he did a bit about it, he did a great joke, which is he said, you find out who your real friends are. And then you're like, you're my real friend? And it's true. There were like a lot of like really surprising people who showed up. Did I see Bandersnatch? Seems too hard to write. And I didn't think it fully paid off, even though I thought it was brilliantly directed. I'm so happy I made you want to screenwrite, Devin. I had so much fun with the Game Over Greggy guys. Like truly, why no crowdfunding? That is the lifeline to a canceled person. Honestly, if I'm being totally serious, I will not crowdfund because I am from privilege. I have done extremely well in my career. And if I want to fund someone, I should fund something. I should fucking get someone with a lot of money to do it or do it myself. I don't want to ever take money from you because, you know, if you want to pay to see something I make one day, sure. But I don't want to ever take money directly. That's why when I was trying to do my coaching thing, I was trying to figure out if I wanted to take money or not, but everyone's going to bitch every time I do anything like that. I've accepted that. Just bought Fade In. I've only finished one script, but I'm really excited about the next one. That's fun. Oh, I have a thing we can do. Would you write for video games? It's impossible to break in. And also with my current media profile, I don't know if that's right for me. I'm just trying to get my head on straight. Do you think breaking the fourth wall can ever feel fresh again? It got really overdone in the 80s and 90s. It really did. Like these days, breaking the fourth wall, like once that character does the turn, the turn, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. I think, who did it incredibly was Fleabag. I think Fleabag is the final frontier of the fourth wall. If you haven't seen Fleabag, get on Amazon today. I know you're trapped in your house. Fleabag is fucking excellent. That woman is brilliant. Would Game Over Greggy bring you back on? I don't know, maybe. I haven't asked. I would assume not. They left my videos up. They're friendly to me. Can you write or do anything with the apocalypse going on? Honestly, I wrote a play about Polybius, the video game, but I've been having a lot of trouble. I don't know if you guys are too, but I just from a place of like truth and vulnerability, I've been having a tremendous amount of trouble being creative. Like really, really. And that's weird for me. I write every day pretty much. And I just... Sorry, I like zoned out. I don't know why Greg said that. I don't know. Greg's a nice guy. I have nothing bad to say about him. But I'm having a lot of trouble writing. I'm having a lot of trouble being creative. Thank you so much. What do you think will happen to the animation industry now? I don't know. I wish I had something prescient or smart to say about, about the movie industry and where it's all going. But every single day, it feels like we get new news and it's worse than it was, or it's better than it was, scarier than it was, less scary. I mean, fear is the mind killer. On Arrakis, Dune, we're headed towards Dune. Wait, what? A comic named Cyberfrog broke 400K? Holy shit. Sorry, I'm reading comments now. Is that annoying? I have not watched Star Trek Picard. I saw a little bit of it, and that was enough of it. What's my number one passion at the moment? Doom Eternal, baby! That's where I'm living, in the fucking Argent world of peril. It's a weed French kiss. That game is perfect. And it's so funny because, in video games, they always give you these pages and pages of like dossiers to read for all the plot stuff. And most of the time, you can't be bothered with it. But in Doom, they took this opportunity to explain why heaven and hell exist. And it's brilliant. I was reading it. It's so funny to be reading a video game, to be sitting with a controller in your hand, reading and scrolling with the joystick. I was just shocked at how clever the plot is. The fucking marauders, the betrayer, the makers, they betrayed us. It's fucking brilliant. The Rock doesn't show up in it though. That's true. Are you guys having fun? I had an idea for something we can do together if you want. Which is, I have a folder on my computer of all the scripts and stories I'm working on. And I wish I made a movie with Joe Dante. Yeah. I mean, I know Joe. The Races of the Rangers. You know what? I wanted the Races of the Rangers to be the original races of the 5 Power Rangers. I wanted Jason to be half white, half Native American. Or half Filipino, whatever he was. I think Native American. They did Native American on the show. I wanted Trini to be Japanese. I wanted Kim to be a white girl. I wanted Billy to be Jewish, and I wanted Zach to be black. Like that's one of the reasons I made the Zach, the Pink Ranger in my movie, was so that the girl wasn't pink and the black guy wasn't black. You know, Twitter, YouTube. I'm never going back to Twitter. Twitter is a deep hole. You guys are slowing down now. I feel like it's less toxic this way because you always look at the negative comment. Well, I mean, like lots of people have been in here being assholes, but fuck it, you know, like what I thought I could do, if you guys are interested, is I have a folder on my computer and can I give you tips on pitching? I mean, yeah, of course. But you know, one of the things that's hard about giving people tips on pitching is, first of all my best pitch tips are already on my YouTube. Second of all, once you hear someone's pitch, that's how you give tips on pitching, because otherwise you're just teaching someone how to be a salesman. Stories teach you how to tell them. I really believe that. And I believe that at every stage. I believe that at ideating. I believe that in the writing phase. I believe that in making a movie or making something. I think they truly, truly teach you how to tell them. So I don't like to give general pitching advice to someone about a specific pitch. And that was one of the reasons that I thought it would be really fun to coach people and to listen to people's pitches and then to say, do this, change that, try this, maybe do that. Like that to me felt like the ultimate fun. Thank you, Chase. I'm glad I could inspire you. Thank you, Stanley. I'm very proud of American Alien. Oh, so do we want to talk about the folder? Do we want to just keep talking about random stuff? Up to you. I'm going to tell my Instagram I'm live on Twitter right now. Or what is this called? YouTube. Do you think there's still hope for a DC cinematic universe? Bro, I don't know. You said you're writing a trilogy, deeper, higher, and a third. Did you ever write the third one? Further. So yeah, so folder. Okay, everybody. Okay. Will I ever do screenwriting counseling online? No, because that's basically what my YouTube channel is anyway. And I feel like only hacks engage with people in that way and are like, here, let me give you the panacea, the all-knowing advice of how to be successful in the film industry. There's no one way. We're going to get to the folder. I'm going to get some water. I'm also going to post that. Is it okay if yes, there was a website that was up, but that guy took it down when I got canceled out of moral objection. I've considered putting them back up, but I don't know. You know, I'm not trying to like get back in the spotlight. I'm literally just on YouTube right now because people asked. I am going to go get a glass of water. It's going to take 5 seconds. I'm sorry if you all leave. I will be right back, okay? I will talk about further, and I'll talk to you from the folder when I get back. See my sweatpants? I'm home, baby. We're all home all the time. We're all home all the time. I am learning disabled. I will be right back with a cup of water. Stick around, baby. Is this exciting for you guys to hear my weird journey? He's back! Holy shit, so many people left. Okay. Oh, you're all talking? I'm a good dancer, Meg. You need to slow your roll. I'm like quite a good dancer. How freaky would it be if he came back from upstairs? God, I hate that guy. How great would it be if you guys like all turned on me while I was gone? I do. I'm very happy with my place. Wait, that's the guy from Wrestling Isn't Wrestling? Yeah, baby. It's this idiot. What are your thoughts on House of Leaves? Beautiful, impressive, one of the most impressive feats of fiction writing of all time, I would say. Nightwing vid inspired me to write Batman Year One. Wow. So, hi guys. I'm live on two screens right now. Here, wait, we'll create an infinity tunnel. Whoa! I decided to go live on YouTube on Instagram too, because I'm that bored. Is everybody having like real boredom problems? Because I feel like I'm losing my mind of boredom. Okay, here we go. So here's what we're gonna do. Do I still like wrestling? Yes, now more than ever. I adore wrestling, and I'm so happy that AEW exists. I really think it's incredible. Dude, thank you. Hearing that I inspired people makes me so happy. God, I would love to manage Marco's stunt. Oh my God. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going insane. Everyone's going insane a little bit, I feel like right now. So everyone always asks me, Max, do more movie pitches. Do more movie pitches. Do that, do this, do that, do this. Oh my God, the YouTube, you guys can't see, but in the comments, the YouTube viewers are feuding with the Instagram viewers. This is the hottest tea. Gosh, I love this. A really evil villain, camo type evil, seeking redemption. That's interesting. That's hard. I mean, like, there are people in real life who were terrible monsters. Maybe not at the level of Camo, who's like a mass murdering. Camo is a character from my script, Trust the Police. He's probably the most evil character I've ever written. The point of his character is that he is unredeemably horrible and evil. I so enjoyed writing Camo because in that script, in Trust the Police, I don't know if any of you guys have read Trust the Police. Probably you people on Instagram maybe have. But in Trust the Police, there's a character who's a little gray, there's a character who's very gray, and there's a character who's completely evil. And you pair them against each other, and the movie is structured around 3 conversations. Actually, I'm going to go off Instagram. I love you guys, but join me on YouTube, fools. Join me on YouTube, fools. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them. Yeah, fucking YouTube, baby. Okay, why up to my knees? Everyone always asks me that. So what I'm gonna do, because everyone always asks for pitches, I am going to pitch you everything I was working on quickly before Corona. Y'all ready, baby? We're gonna go through one by one. I wish I could screen share with you guys. And I'm gonna rattle off the quick pitches for all the things that were unfinished. Okay, so 66 Oak is a movie about a very lonely, sort of almost Aspergian guy. He meets a girl at work and he falls in love with her and she doesn't know he exists, but he writes her a letter telling her he's in love with her, and she gets the letter, she takes it to her boss, and he's fired. He has to move back in with his mom in Brooklyn, like deep Brooklyn, in a brownstone. It's a walk up. His mother is very old, getting ready to die, and he's this lonely, sad guy. And now he also has a fucking observational officer. It's not a parole officer, but because he committed a boundaries violation at work, this cop goes to his house to check on his mental welfare and watch his behavior, because in case he's going to stalk this girl. But he's not a stalker. He's just this like lonely, sad guy. His dad died when he was young, and there's a portrait of his dad in the living room looking off and looking very, very sad while his mother looks directly at the camera. He's miserable. This dude's life sucks. And then one night across the street, he lives in 65 Oak, but across the street in 66 Oak, in the window, he sees a beautiful girl. She's listening to her AirPods and she's dancing. She's having so much fun. He's like, he can't help it. He just watches her. And every night he sees her in her window. One time she takes off her top. He's like, doesn't look. but he falls in love over the course of months. He gets a job at a grocery store. We're still in the first act right now. He gets a job at a grocery store. He starts putting his life back together. He doesn't have any friends other than the sort of weed-smoking neighbor. And then one night, he can't take it anymore. He sees her in the window and he goes, I'm going to say hello. So he gets very stirred up. He goes across the street and he knocks, and he's brought cookies. And Greg Kinnear, a dude in his 40s, white dude, answers the door, goes, can I help you? And he goes, oh, I'm the neighbor. I just brought over cookies because I saw the woman who lives here and I know she just moved in. And the guy goes, it's 3 a.m. And he goes, yeah, I didn't look at the time. I'm sorry. Here, okay, bye. And he goes, no one lives here but me and my daughters, who are 9 and 14. Don't come here again. The next morning, surprise, surprise, that guy called the cops. Here comes his fucking asshole parole officer to check on his mental well-being. And the parole officer is like, I knew you were a pervert. I knew you were a fucking pervert. You've been watching those little girls across the street. He's like, no, there's a girl in the window. She's my age. It's not like that. I'm not a pervert. I don't look, I can show you. I took pictures. The cop is like, you took pictures? He's like, the cop is like, show me the pictures now. And he's like, okay. And he did. He took pictures of her dancing and stuff. He's a creepy, weird guy, lonely guy. This is the hero of our movie. He takes the box of pictures out. He's like, okay, look. And the cop looks at the pictures and goes, what the fuck is wrong with you? There's no one in these pictures. He's like, what? He looks across the street and she's standing in the window. And when she touches it, the window frosts over and she writes, can you see me? And he goes, and she writes, help. So that's 66 Oak. It's a crazy murder mystery about a guy who accidentally started stalking a ghost, except for then he learns a bunch of stuff about himself and becomes less of a creep through investigating what happened to this girl. And it's a pretty fun one. It's a pretty fun one, right? Like it's a little creepy one. But so that's one. Do you guys want to hear another one? And he fights a villain and he becomes friends with her ex-boyfriend, who's like a douchebag stockbroker, except for that he turns out great. So okay, let's do you guys want to do another one? I'm so happy you guys liked it. This is so fun. I have dozens of these. I got to a point on Dirk where I was working on Dirk so hard that all I could write was the measures. And let's see. Stockbroker. Okay, you guys, okay, let's do another one. Okay. I'm trying to decide if I want to do another one with like a cool first act twist or just like or just a good idea for a movie, which are harder to pitch. It's always easier to pitch if you frame your premise like it's a twist. Here's a tip on pitching. Most movies don't have twists, except for that's actually not true because the inciting incident in most movies functions as a twist. Have you ever watched a movie that you've never seen before, and when the plot starts, it feels like a pitch? That's because an inciting incident is a pitch. The stockbroker versus the broke stalker. Seth Hale, you genius. Yes, Channing Tatum would be wonderful. It's a happy movie. If I have 3 protagonists, do all of them need to change and fix their flaws? No, a character doesn't need to change throughout a story. It just helps. It's just helpful. Make up one right now on the spot? Absolutely not. Can I pitch Low Speed? Yes, I can, but I'm almost done with the script. I don't really know how to pitch Low Speed because Low Speed's such a weird idea. But basically, Low Speed is about this woman named Glenn, who is a police officer in a very small town in East Texas, in the middle of nowhere. It's not even desert. It's just tundra and nothing. And her job is to watch a stop sign on a stretch of road that goes off into the desert and around a bend and goes off that way for, they think, about 80 miles. And she doesn't know where it goes, but it doesn't really matter. It must connect to the next town. but she's absolutely miserable, even though she doesn't know it. She's in the same routine every day. She doesn't listen to music in the car. She just sits in silence. There's a dog that like comes by her house that she calls her dog, but it's not her dog. It's her neighbor's dog. So there's a scene where it's visiting her and the neighbor calls it and just leaves. She doesn't have a boyfriend. She has a guy who she's flirting with, but we can tell he's gay. And her friends can tell that he's gay, but she can't tell he's gay. And he's just trying to be nice to her. She's not great at picking up social cues, but she's incredibly stoic and she's smart, even though we don't see it at first. And Glenn is just miserable every day, guarding the stop sign in the middle of nowhere, doing nothing, until one day somebody runs the stop. And then they get about 20 yards after the stop and she can't believe it. No one's ever run the stop. And she goes, pull over. And they go, no. So how the fuck are you subscribed to this channel? I assumed you clicked subscribe at some point. Some people can be so considerate. I don't know. It's hard to pitch, but basically she follows this guy at 7 miles an hour into the desert, only to discover that this guy has created something out there for her. What sets off the creation of a fresh story for you? An idea, a moment, usually a moment, a scene. In American Ultra, it was the spoon, killing 2 people with the spoon. Mr. Right was the clown nose. I picked it up. I was like, this is it. Originally Chronicle was Josh's idea, though his idea was very different, and I sort of turned it into Chronicle. But the thing that always got me in Chronicle was the baseball to the face. The doing 3 takes of dudes doing jackass stuff, and then on the 3rd take, something impossible happens. That's what does it. It's always an idea. So, you know, my love language in my family is movies. It's stories. All we talk about is stories and movies. That is all we talk about. I will never use a nom de plume. I will never use a nom de plume. That asks people to, how would I pitch Decon? I fucking wouldn't. No, Josh Trank never asked me to call him Stanley Kubrick. The funniest thing Josh Trank said to me was in the reshoots of Chronicle, he had heard a Lil Wayne lyric that was real G's move in silence like lasagna. And Josh was like feeling like a G. He could tell he was directing a good movie. And Josh is an interesting character. He has a very intense personality, but it's very laid back too. I talk to Josh sometimes, but not often. You know, he went through a dark night of the soul. I went through a dark night of the soul. Rough couple of years for the Chronicle boys. But we were driving and he turns and he goes, real G's move in silence like lasagna. And we were in Vancouver. And I was like, what? And I didn't get it because I hadn't heard the lyric and it took me a second to like understand what he meant. He was like, real G's move in silence like lasagna. And I was like, what do you mean? And he said, if you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, forget it. And that's my favorite Josh Trank story. Other than one time in high school, he was bullying me and walking towards me and I tripped over a box and he started laughing at me and then he hit his knee on the box. So, you know, it is what it is. How would I fix the Flash TV show? I don't fix things anymore. I don't do that shit anymore. I don't tell people how to be, what's wrong with stuff. I regret that aspect of my online presence so much. It's so hard to be an artist. You don't need another artist, especially one like me who has a compelling manner of speaking and a loud voice. You don't need someone like me shitting on you. You just don't. I wish it hadn't. What do you think would have happened if Andrew wasn't off his ass on painkillers in the final act? Oh, I mean, like, he would have just been in the hospital and slowly recovered. And no, that's not a true story about Josh banning me from the set of Chronicle. It's not a real thing. There are a lot of false stories about me out there. That's one I'm comfortable saying is false. Also, I've never been fired from anything. There's like stories of me being fired. I've never been fired from anything. Akira influences in Chronicle? Of course. Of course. I talk about that all the time. Okay, do you guys want to hear a fan-made playlist? Have you ever wanted to write a video game story? Yeah, of course. I want to do all this stuff. I worry I'm like going to start boring you. So I'm going to tell you, I think, one more movie called The Panic and see if you like it. I'm not good at pitching it Jesse Eisenberg based himself on me. No comment. No comment about Lex Luthor in Batman versus Superman. No comment. Do you know of any weird elite cult shit? No, I don't. I know of everyone who knows of like crazy shit, like sex parties and stuff. Those are all people who are like not rich. They're all like weird art scene people. They're people who are like cool. They have the commodity of cool. But I've never experienced any elite cult stuff in my life. True. And I've also never experienced, my dad has never flexed to like get me something. So I feel like I've had a very different life than most people think I've had. I have had a very privileged life in a lot of ways. Did I like Star Wars Episode 9? That implies that someone could like Star Wars Episode 9. Plan for Dirk Season 4. I had so many plans for Dirk. I went too crazy in the second season. I'm proud of the second season, but the trick of TV is in the first season, you set up your trick. You set up what the show is. And then in your second season, you do it again bigger. And then in your third season, you can go crazy. Because my first season was so crazy, I went straight to crazy in the second season. Have I seen The Boys? Endorse Bernie Sanders. How come I never recorded a podcast with Kevin Smith? I think it was going to happen and then it never happened. I don't know why. It was a long time ago. Oh my God. Oh my God. So many questions. CGI or practical? Depends on what for. Endorse Bernie Sanders? If he's the nominee, yeah. You loved Bright? You loved Bright? Do you believe that anyone can be a writer? No. I think anyone can write. I have a Ratatouille approach to it. I think some people are writers when they explode into it, and other people can become writers. But I do think some people don't have the gift for it, and some people who really want it don't have the gift for it. But you know, what is writing? Writing is marketing. You know, a great sentence in private is a great sentence no one ever saw. So really, so that's the whole insanity of art, of commercializing art, is that like Transformers 4, huge money. Does that mean it's a good movie? What is a good movie? Do I write every day? I did before COVID. Another movie in the Mr. Right universe, American Ultra. So you're Anton Ego. No, I'm the chef. I'm the anyone can cook. Not anyone can be a great cook, but I believe most people can be writers, but it's hard to get ahead. Any single moment in Bright you liked? You watch any other Son Sono films besides Love Exposure? Yeah, of course. They're all fucking great. What's more important, great concept or great characters? Great concept. I'm not back on YouTube. This is not a comeback. I'm doing this because of COVID and because people asked me to, and I want everybody to feel supported. And I've been doing it for way longer than I meant to. This feels so, I'm surprised you like Bright. I had a lot of issues with the movie Bright. But you know, it's all sour grapes. Who cares? Dispatch. Okay, so Dispatch is a script. I'm trying to decide. Okay, so you guys are going to vote. Wait, what about Channel Zero? Yes, I had creative influence in the first season and a tiny bit in the second season, but not much. It was like barely. Nick Antosca and his writers did all the specific stuff. I came up with loose stuff for the first season for Candle Cove. I created the project. I went and got Candle Cove and pitched with Nick, and like it was my idea to do it, but Nick really ran with it and made it his own thing. Okay, so you guys are going to take a vote on which one I do, and then I'm going to get off this. Okay, let's look. Okay, you can hear about Collision, a script called Collision, which is not a great pitch, but it's a very cool idea. Or you can hear about, trying to decide, This Changes Everything is pretty good for a pitch, I guess. The Clown Night is pretty good. The Panic is cool. The significant other is like a 1-sentence pitch. Oh, look, there's Further. One of these days I'll talk about Further. Dauntless is a pretty fun one. Sorry, I just looked. Which Ninja Turtle is most likely to develop a drug problem? I would say either Leonardo or Raphael. Jesus. The Panic. Okay, so do you guys want to hear Dauntless, Collision, or The Panic? Those are the three options. The Panic has a K in it. P-A-N-I-C-K, because it's the name of a building. Wow, a lot of votes. A lot of Dauntless, a lot of The Panic, not much Collision. I can't tell which one's winning. How do I? This is a stupid idea. I'm so stupid. I'm not a social media influencer. I'm stupid. Okay, we're going to do Collision and Dauntless. Is that okay? It's okay. Oh my God. It's going so fast. What a real, it's only like 213 people watching this. What a real YouTuber's like when they see this. Like, okay. So Collision is about in an uncertain future, sort of like the future from Alien. Way out past Saturn, there is a big space station. And it's a huge space station. There's 10,000 people on board. And the space station is primarily a mining station because we're doing terraforming on one of Saturn's moons. And a big ship is supposed to arrive at light speed, except for it's something called vector light, which isn't light speed. It's just under a true light speed on practical engines. So it's just hauling ass, moving super, super fast towards them. And the ship that's coming is going to resupply them. It's going to swap out people. It's basically a relief ship, but it's a giant ship that's coming. And the opening of the movie is a low-level technician realizing there was a small calculation error 6 months ago with the stabilizing thrusters, and it was only off by 0.044 millimeters. But in the 6 months, they are now off by 4 kilometers, which puts them in the entry zone for the ship coming out of light speed. The ship arrives in 8 hours. They can't contact them while they're at light speed. And what unfolds, what the script is I'm writing it like it's based on a true story. Like it's not like a silly movie. It's like very intense, but it's okay. There's no way to move the station in time. There's no way to talk to the ship because they're at light speed and say, don't come. How do we survive what's about to happen? And it is wild. It's basically a bureaucratic movie of super smart people trying to solve a no-win situation. It's so exciting. Yeah, it's like a Mark Wahlberg. It's like Deep Horizon, or what it was called. Deepwater Horizon. Like it's like a disaster movie, except set in, there's no aliens, there's no science fiction shit. It's all there is we're gonna get plowed into by the spaceship equivalent of a fucking ocean liner. We're all gonna die. How the fuck do we get out of it? And that's Collision. Jared Leto. Like Chernobyl, like the TV series Chernobyl. Exactly right. I would want it to have the same tone. Or like Shin Godzilla, yes, but less funny than Shin Godzilla, more intense. I really enjoyed Shin Godzilla. Have you guys seen Shin Godzilla? Say yes or no. Shin Godzilla, S-H-I-N Godzilla. I want to see who's seen it. There we go. Okay, it's on Amazon. If you haven't seen it, the Japanese rebooted their Godzilla franchise as a fucking political satire. It is a dark political satire featuring the coolest Godzilla monster design you have ever seen. It is funny. It is sexy. It is scary. It makes Godzilla cool again and scary again. He's like a monster. You want to see him destroyed. When's the last time you went to a Godzilla movie and you wanted Godzilla to lose? I mean, just fucking, they're doing Shin Ultraman? But, okay. So yeah, that's my assignment to you. Watch Shin Godzilla and Come to Daddy. They're both on Amazon. And also watch Hung. If you're ever curious, the TV show Hung is about a guy who's down on his luck and becomes a male prostitute. If you're ever curious about how to write with low stakes, it's beautiful because it's a very low stakes show, but it's fucking wonderful. Yeah, Shin Ultraman, that was my reaction too. Okay, we'll do, oh yeah, where he looks like a weird parade float when you've been pitching something. Have you ever changed something in the room? Constantly. Pitches are shaped to the person listening. Pitches are like any other form of human interaction. You have to shape it to the person who you're delivering it to. So I will change things. I will move things around. I will flip parts of it. I will do whatever I can to sell the movie because I want to sell something they like. And ultimately, it's my job to do that. You know, people talk about creative integrity. In a pitch, there's no creative integrity. You're pitching. You're literally a salesman. What do you think? You're a priest? Do you think you're proselytizing? Do you think they're going to have such great faith in you? No, you are selling fun. Movies are fun. Even movies that are depressing or art, they're just fun. And there's nothing to highlight that more than COVID right now. I mean, like, how much do you miss fun? Culture has become the news. It's terrifying. I mean, like, sorry, I'm rambling. Okay, I think I'm gonna bake on off of this. I had a lot of fun with you guys, and I hope you're all doing well. Wash your hands and take quarantine seriously, and don't hoard. Don't hoard. You don't need to. There's no shortages. You know. The Clown Knight reminds me of the Fisher King. Why? Because it's two nouns paired together of jobs that are unlikely. Have you heard of My Hero Academia? Yeah, of course. Deepwater Horizon is okay. Dauntless. Okay, Dauntless is about a guy. Okay, I'll do Dauntless, even though it's not a great pitch, but it's a very good script. Dauntless is about a guy named Nick Dauntless, but his real name is Nick Dongle, but he changed it for show business. Nick, ever since he was a little kid, he's psychic. He can see ghosts. If you imagine a door opening in your mind, he can read your mind if you let him in. He's an actual psychic, and he's never met another psychic. Ghosts, when he sees them, are like frozen images that barely move. They're like people who are stuck, frozen in place. So like he'll be walking. They're not like ghosts in Sixth Sense or ghosts in anything. They're like a tableau or a mural. It'll be someone who's like that with a bunch of blood flying out of their face, except for they're still conscious. So he's like, he'll pass the person who's been shot in the face and they'll go like that. It's really fun. But so Nick has recently found a venue for himself in Los Angeles. He's 30 and he's tried doing other things. He never tried to monetize being psychic, but he's made friends with a manager who's this wonderful woman. And she's like, let's try to monetize this. So he's gaining Instagram followers every day, and he's becoming a celebrity psychic, a psychic to the Kardashians, a psychic to, the fucking contestants from The Bachelor. Except for the thing is, he's a real psychic. So within like 2 years, this guy might be one of the most famous people alive, but we're starting so early in his career that we're seeing him start to take off. But he's being invited to a lot of parties, and at one of these parties, he meets this girl. And they have an instant connection. You know that thing where you connect with someone, it's so easy to talk with them. All you want to do is talk to them. You leave their house, you just want to call them again. Like, it immediately is like, that's the person. He has that type of connection, that romantic comedy, that special, real thing that happens where you connect to someone completely. And she's so fun. She's a nurse. They become friends. And around this time, the opening scene of the movie comes into it. You got to pitch backwards. Chernobyl in space. So the girl is not psychic. She's just a nurse. And he gets a call on their second day together from the sheriff in his hometown. which is in Arizona out in the middle of nowhere, like Trump country. And the sheriff is like, hey, I got a problem. And I remember I would never do a YouTube masterclass. I would never do a masterclass on screenwriting. I know I seem confident, and I think at times in my life I have been egomaniacal, but I think I would have to be a level of egomaniacal that I've never even been to do a masterclass on screenwriting. Okay, so sorry, where am I? Oh yeah, so he's with this girl. They are having so much fun. They want to like call it a relationship 2 days in, and then he gets a call from the sheriff in his hometown that says, I remember, I seen you on the internet. You're doing big things now. You know, I really feel like I could use your help with something. And he's like, what? Well, we have a person here, and I think he's possessed. So the sheriff has a possessed guy in his jail cell. And the girl who he's just met is like, you got to do it. And he's like, no, I have to do TV things. I'm doing Dr. Phil. I'm doing, Dr. Oz. I'm doing Ellen DeGeneres. I can't leave and go to Texas. And she's like, so you're saying your career is more important than helping someone you've known your whole life? And he's like, okay, let's go. And she goes, I'll go with you. He's like, what? She's like, I'm on break from med school. I'll go with you. So they go on this road trip to the Texas town and arrive there to discover there is something behind those bars in the eyes of that man. Something Nick has never seen before. A sightless, clawing thing with a hand reaching and grasping and beckoning. Something from a place humans don't go and were never meant to go. And that's the movie. It's about this like young, hip, sweet couple who love each other and are in the process of falling in love. And this gruff, angry, like really conservative sheriff, and they do an exorcism. And that's the movie. And it gets really complicated and there's lots of twists and turns, but it's just like funny and fun and child neglect and child abuse. Those aren't real rumors. Those can't possibly be real rumors. I feel like I shouldn't have even said it. No, they have. I mean, Dick Smoker, they're still around. I'm just doing this because I want to. The Panic. I'm not good at pitching The Panic, and it's such a good idea. Do you mind? How many unread Instagram messages do I have? A lot. Do I miss hanging out with Jenny Nicholson? Yes, I do miss Jenny. I really liked her, but she met me at a very, very, very complicated time in my life. We got along like very well. We have sort of a spark, and we like the same things. We make the same types of jokes. Jenny's like generally very funny and easy to talk to, I think, for people. But there was just too much craziness going on around me, and I haven't heard from her. I really like her. I sent her, I was having so much trouble sleeping during everything that I got really into Ambien, which was not good. And I sent a few people some really crazy messages that were like incoherent. And I think Jenny was one of the people who got one of those. Jenny liked The Last Jedi. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Don't say that. Yeah, she did. But I didn't mind The Last Jedi. Yeah, that thing. Hey, Ricky from Instagram. Always nice to see you, Ricky Marlowe. I hope you're feeling a little better, man. I hope things are looking up for you. The retired Zodiac killer pitch. I will do that next time I screen. Yeah, but no, truly, Roseanne Barr, when she's like, I was on Ambien, she's not lying. Like Ambien, if you take one and then don't go to sleep, you black out and send people crazy stuff. Okay, so I'm going to try to do, I saw something on here that I was interested in answering, but then I lost it. Oh, Stone on the Ocean. David Harbour as Skev. Incredible casting, dude. Like, that's such great casting. Yeah, the Zodiac Killer. I have a pitch about the Zodiac Killer. Yeah, you know, Dominic. Oh, nice to see you, man. Thoughts on Godzilla, King of the Monsters? I think Mike Dougherty's a very talented guy, and I think Tom Middleditch is a genius, and I wish they let him be funny in that movie. Why do I own a tiny circus tent? Oh my God. So me and Ani, my ex-girlfriend, were driving up the street, and we were driving up the street by my house, and there was a little circus tent rolling up the street. And I went, hey, Ani, there's this little circus tent rolling up the street. And she went, no, there isn't. And she was like very annoyed with me because I was trying to get her to look and she wouldn't look. And so we went in the apartment and I went, hold on a second. And I went out and I came back in with a tiny little circus tent. And I've just had it ever since. What's the poster with the sculptor thing behind you? That's season 2 of Dirk Gently. That was the code name. So I'm going to tell you what the panic is about, and then I'm going to log off. This has been really fun. Thank you all for joining me doing this. I have had a good time. I'm going to try to tell you about one more movie. And I don't know about Scorsese's take on Marvel. I have to go. This is too self-indulgent now. I'm glad you're enjoying it. But I'm going to tell you Panic. So Panic is an idea that I don't know how to pitch. So you're going to see something I don't think you've ever seen before. I've never done in public, which is I'm just going to try to talk about it. I'm going to try to talk about the panic. Alan, I post my scripts on Instagram. The one up right now is called Decon. It's one of the scripts I'm most proud of. It's a real wild one. But no, so, okay, the panic is about a dude who is a city supervisor whose job it is to oversee the destruction of a historic building in downtown LA, a 15-floor building in downtown LA. But when he gets there on the day, read it, everyone here fucking read Decon. Oh, hell yeah, baby. When he gets there on the day to destroy the building, it's very stressful. First of all, the power comes back on in this old hotel literally minutes before it was supposed to be demolished. There's giant mobs of people with signs saying, save the panic, don't demolish the panic. You are erasing Los Angeles's history. This building was the site of so many crazy things over the years, so many different big parties, so many different things, all the way from the 1920s. The panic has been like one of the most important cultural LA landmarks. Now they're going to destroy it. But then he makes the call to trigger the explosives, so he'll have those explosives go on a timer that doesn't go instantly. They have an hour. So he makes the call, and then right after they make the call, press the button. As I said, this is not a practice pitch. He sees a woman in the top window of the panic, and she's clearly some crackhead who was squatting, and she was like, and he goes. And they go, what do we do? What do we do? And he goes, well, I made the call. That means it's manslaughter. It's not even manslaughter. It's reckless endangerment and homicide. I have to go in the building. So he goes into the panic with an hour left before it explodes, gets in the elevator, which has mysteriously come back on. The movie's so cool. I want it to be shot like Birdman. But basically, the panic had an experimental generator that was built in the 1910s by like a Nikola Tesla type guy. And so when the main power got cut, this experimental generator came back on. And every time it's come on like once a decade for 100 years. Every time it's come on, so many people have disappeared in the panic because it freezes that floor that is drawing the most power in time. So this building supervisor guy, this gruff asshole, is trapped in the penthouse of the panic and then has to work his way down in Birdman style, like you're following him almost like it's a video game through the 1920s, the 1930s, the 1940s, the 1950s, the 1960s, the 1970s, the 80s, the 2000s. Like he is fighting through all these different scenarios, from big parties to murders to orgies to everything you would have seen in like the Overlook Hotel, but you're on a guy's shoulder, and he also, the building's gonna explode, so he has to get all these people out. So it's a dude going from place to place to place in the floor going, yeah, as he's realizing he's in this crazy sci-fi thing. And finally he makes it down to the lobby. But at this point, he's been shot. He's been stabbed. His leg's broken. He's been through hell. And I mean, this is the twist, but he runs into his son who came out to him 3 years ago, came out to him, and he told his son basically like, I don't approve, you're gay. And his son ran away and was never seen again because he was in the lobby of the Panic when time froze 3 years ago. So the finale of the movie is you get you're shot, you're stabbed, the building's gonna explode in 10 minutes, make up with your gay son and accept him, or you both die. It's just a wild ride. Like, you get his son back, like, and he doesn't. He gets his son back, but then he can't leave. So his son drags him out and saves him, and the building collapses. It's fucking crazy. It's like a wild ride, man. No. Their souls are there. That's a cool idea that they don't have faces, but like he has lots of interactions with people in the building, and like it's almost like 4 rooms where like you're going in and out of like mini stories, because every level he gets into reacts to him differently. Because like when he enters, the first person he meets is the crackhead at the top floor, and the top floor is all desolated and abandoned. But then a guy comes out of the bathroom in a tuxedo and tails, and the bathroom is pristine and gorgeous like it was in the 1930s. And the guy is like, what happened to my apartment? And he's like, who are you? And that's the guy who ends up shooting him. He gets shot in the first act of the movie and then has to do the whole movie with a fucking bleeding gut wound. Okay, yeah, everyone in it is still alive. They're not ghosts. So one of the things that's cool is that people outside of the building keep, like, all the people keep seeing more and more anachronistic people exiting the building. Dude, I don't know if Disneyland is going to reopen April 1st. All this Trump, like, reopen everything stuff, I'm nervous about it. I'm nervous about it. I had so much fun with you guys. Have a great day. Stay inside, wash your hands. I don't believe in ghosts, but I do believe in things we can't see. And one of them is creating a lot of death right now. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, the ghosts. No. Not only that, are the ghosts seeing the other ghosts too? They're not ghosts. They're people who are displaced in time with the environment around them. So what's really fun is there is a bunch of different scenes in the script of them exiting the pristine environment into the dilapidated, falling apart building and going, what the fuck? Like, they don't have any idea. Okay. The trench knife. That turned out to be part of something a little bigger. It was a cool couple of weekends. Okay. You guys are, do they know time has passed? No, they don't. Subplot with 20s woman falling for 80s dickhead. Great idea. Okay. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for being part of this. I'm glad if you enjoyed it. Bye, everybody. How do I